Next matchup, Thunder, Bucks, 8 o'clock, Milwaukee. The Bucks are 10.5, total 229. We're seeing money on the Bucks and the over. Milwaukee open as the 10-point favorite, up to minus 10.5. Total open 228.5, up to 229. OKC's plus 450 on the money line. OKC, winners of their last 5 straight. They're also 8-2 straight up in their last 10. We're looking at a Thunder squad who ranks in the top 5 in offensive field goal percentage, top 10 in defending the 3-ball. They're currently 17-10 straight up on the road, 21-6 against the spread when they travel. They rank in the top 10 in points allowed, top 10 in offensive field goal percentage on the road. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 19 points a game, 6 boards, 3 assists. Danilo Gallinari, 19 points a game, 6 boards for him. And Dennis Schroeder, 19, 4 and 4. OKC top 3 in points allowed on the road, top 10 in road defensive rebounding. They're currently in 5th place in the Western Conference, 15 games over 500. One more thing to add about OKC, they're just 1.5 games back of Houston for that 4th seed in the West. Meanwhile, Milwaukee on the other side, they rank in the bottom 5 from the stripe, 19th in defending. Let's try that again. 19th in defensive rebounding. We're looking at a Milwaukee squad who has a couple guys banged up, one of them being Kyle Korver. He's still out. And Giannis Antetokounmpo, he is questionable with some back problems. A couple more things to add about Milwaukee. They were 20th in home defensive rebounding. They failed to cover the point spread in their prior matchup with OKC. And, they're just 8-9 against the spread in their games that tipped off at the current number. Now, 4 out of Milwaukee's last 6 did get over the total. Meanwhile, OKC 6-1 to the over in their last 7 themselves. I'm going to lean toward the road dog in this one. Give me OKC plus 10.5 in the over 229 in that contest. Next matchup, Cavaliers, Pelicans, 8 o'clock, New Orleans. The Pels are minus 12, total 237. We're seeing money on the Pelicans and the over. Half a point move toward New Orleans and a half a point move toward the over in this one. New Orleans open 11.5 up to minus 12. Total open 236.5 up to 237. The Pelicans, they are just 11-17 straight up at home this year. Bottom 3 in points allowed. They're giving up 117 points per contest. Now, the Pelicans also rank in the bottom 3 in offensive free throw percentage. They're currently in 10th place in the Western Conference, 8 games under 500, and they rank dead last in points allowed at home. Now, a couple more things to add here about the Pels. They rank in the bottom 10 in home offensive field goal percentage. They're also allowing 117 points per contest in the friendly confines. The Cavaliers, on the other side, believe it or not, playing some pretty good basketball. Winners of 4 out of their last 5. They've also gone 5-2 against the number in their last 7. They successfully covered the point spread against the likes of Philadelphia, Miami, and OKC during that stretch. Cleveland, top 5 in offensive rebounding, 15-12 against the spread at home. Colin Sexton, 20 points a game, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. And Kevin Love, 17 points a game, double-digit rebounds for him, and 3 assists for Kevin Love. Now keep in mind, Drummond and McKinney are out for the Cavaliers tonight, but regardless, Cleveland ranks in the top 10 in defensive rebounding on the road as well. Now, total-wise, the Cavs are 15-12 to the over when they travel. New Orleans 16-12 to the over in the Smoothie King Arena. So with all that said and done, or Smoothie King Center, whatever they call it. But anyway, with all that said and done, I'm going to lean toward another underdog. Give me Cleveland plus 12 in the over 237 in that game. Next matchup, Kings, Grizzlies, 8 o'clock, Memphis. The Grizzlies are laying 4 points at home, total 229.5. Right now the Kings are plus $1.45. Now if you like the Kings on the road here, coming all the way to the East Coast, playing on East Coast time, long travels, they're 3-1 straight up in their last 4, 7-2 against the spread in their last 9. Now Sacramento, they have successful point spread covers over the likes of OKC, Los Angeles, Miami, and this very Memphis squad within their last 10. They also rank in the top 10 in defensive rebounding, top 10 in shooting the 3-ball on the road. Now, Holmes and Bagley, they are still out. De'Aaron Fox is listed as questionable, but regardless of that, Sacramento 19-12 against the spread on the road, top 3 in defensive rebounding on the road. They have been playing banged up and being successful. So I know that injuries definitely deflect a lot of people, but they have been playing some good basketball over the past couple of weeks while injured. So anyway, Memphis on the other side, losers of their last 4 straight. They also failed to cover the number in 5 out of their last 7. The Grizzlies are giving up 115 points per game. I'm going to lean toward another underdog. Give me Sacramento +4 in the over 229.5 in that game. Next matchup, Pistons traveling to the Suns. 9 o'clock Phoenix. The Suns are laying 7.5 at home, total 221 and a hook. We're seeing heavy money on Phoenix and a little bit of money toward the over. 1 point move toward the Suns, half a point move toward the over in this one. Phoenix open 6.5 up to -7.5. Total open 221 up to 221 and a hook. Right now the Pistons are +230 for an upset win. Now if you like the Pistons to at least cover the number in this one, they do rank in the top 10 in shooting the 3-ball, top 10 in defensive rebounding. Now this Pistons squad, they are 5-4 against the spread in their games that tipped off at the current number, and they did successfully cover the point spread in their prior matchup with the Suns. Derrick Rose, 18 points a game, 6 assists. Christian Wood, 12 points a game, 6 rebounds for this Pistons squad. Detroit ranks in the top 5 in defensive rebounding on the road. Meanwhile, Phoenix, they failed to cover the point spread in 7 out of their last 10. They failed to cover against the likes of Golden State and this very Detroit squad during that stretch. And out of their 30 home games this year, Phoenix has just been victorious in only 11 of those. They've also gone 11-19 against the spread in their home games as well. They rank in the bottom 10 in offensive rebounding, bottom 10 in defensive field goal percentage. The Suns, unfortunately, are in 13th place in the Western Conference, 11 games under 500. They rank in the bottom 10 in home offensive rebounding, bottom 10 in points allowed at home. They're giving up 113 points per contest in the friendly confines. Now, 3 out of Detroit's last 4 on the other side did get over the number. They're also 36-24 to the over on the season. I'm going to lean toward another underdog. It might be feast or famine tonight, guys. Give me Detroit +7.5 in the over, 221 and a hook in that contest. Next game, Wizards, Jazz, 9 o'clock Utah. The Jazz are laying double digits on the road. They're home. Let's try that again. The Jazz are laying double digits on their home court. They're -10.5, total 231 and a hook. We did see a half a point move toward Utah, who once again is at home. We also saw movement toward the over in this one, heavy movement toward the over. Once again, Utah open as the 10-point favorite, up to -10.5. Total open 230, up to 231 and a hook. Right now, Washington's +480 on the money line. Now, the Wizards are 4-2 against the spread in their last 6. They covered against the likes of Brooklyn and Milwaukee. They rank in the top 5 in scoring, top 10 in shooting the 3-ball on the road. Bradley Beal, 30 points a game, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. Davis Bertans, 15 points a game, 5 rebounds for him. And Roy Hachimura, 14 points a game, 6 rebounds for this Wizards squad. Washington 12-9 against the spread, taking on teams over 550. They're also 25-20 against the spread when catching the points this year. Utah on the other side, 29 home games. They covered the number in just 13 of them. They've also lost their last 4 straight games, and they're just 30% against the number in their last 10. Now, Utah failed to cover the point spread against the likes of Phoenix, San Antonio, and Portland twice during that stretch. The Jazz also rank in the bottom 10 in home scoring, and they're just 12-16 against the spread as the official home favorite. Now, total-wise, the Wizards 19-9 to the over when traveling. I'm going to lean Washington +10.5, and the over 231.5. Next and final matchup for the show, it is going to be Nuggets, Clippers, 10:30 Los Angeles. The Clippers are laying 6 at home, total at 219. Money's on the Clippers and the under. LA open 5.5 up to -6. Total open 220 down to 219. Right now the Nuggets are +$2 on the money line. And of course, if you like the very, very good Denver Nuggets in this matchup here, just keep in mind they've struggled against the number as of late. They failed to cover the number in 3 out of their last 4. And they're just 50% against the spread when they travel. Now the Nuggets rank 20th in offensive rebounding. They failed to cover against the likes of Minnesota and Detroit within their last 10 games. And one more thing to add about the Nuggets, they're just 50% against the number, taking on teams over 550. Now the Clippers on the other side, winners of their last 2 straight, 23-6 straight up at home this year. They rank in the top 10 in scoring on average per game, top 3 in offensive rebounding. Kawhi Leonard, 27 points a game, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. Paul George, 21, 6, and 4. And, of course, Lou Williams, 19.6 assists for him. Clippers, 17 and 12 against the spread at home. Top 3 in defensive field goal percentage. Top 5 in home scoring. They're averaging 117 points per contest in the Staples Center. They're just 1 game back of Denver for second place in the West. 20 games over 500 right now. Now, the Clippers are 3-0 to the under in their last 3, 70% to the under in their last 10. Meanwhile, 2 out of Denver's last 3 stayed under the total. I'm going to lean toward the home favorite. Give me the Clippers -6 and the under 219 in that game. All right, let's go ahead and dive into some shout-outs. Once again, brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage, where we went 4-1 yesterday in our premium picks on that website. Shout out to Alpha Hugs and Kisses, Vernon Milliard, Gerald Miner, Michael Lighty Jr., KP Productions, CP Incorporated, Charlie XTS. Shout out to Mystic Kenny, New York, Ralph Portuando. Shout out to Todd Locke, The Rudy. And last but certainly not least, got to give a shout out to Stephen Lewis. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on Patreon. But I got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. Happy Friday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage.